I'm Jared Wareham, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Cattle Call. Today I'm joined by Paul Hayden. You don't know how many times it took me to get that right, and I don't know why, but anyways, today we're talking about steam flaking process, which is something that unless you're involved in cattle feeding, a lot of people don't understand or even know what steam flaking is and why you do it. And Paul actually has a really good setup here for us to talk about it today. They have a steam flaker and a nice pile of steam flake corn, and I've got a little pile of non or pre-steam flake corn in my hand, and we're going to compare that. And I'm going to let him talk to you about why they do the steam flaking process, the benefits of it, and the benefits from a feeding standpoint too, the efficiencies you gain and all that stuff. And it's a very interesting story, and so I'm going to turn it over to Paul and let him kind of fill you guys in on steam flaking and why feeding cattle feeders do that.
Hi. The reason we started doing this is if you you can see the regular whole corn, which I'm sure all you guys know, feed that to an animal, it's just going to pass right through it. If you come over here, this is what steam flaking does. It exposes that starch in the middle, takes it from that whole kernel down to almost looks like corn flakes. The reason we do that is you can see all that white in there. That's the starch of the corn. That's what's the most nutritious to the animal. So the way we do this is we take this whole corn and we put it up here into that hopper. It drops down into this. This is a steam chest right here. To have a boiler that pumps steam into gets the corn up to 200 degrees, and then it falls through that in between two rollers. It drops it down to about a 1/16 of an inch, and smashes it into that. If you didn't put the steam on it, it would just turn it into cracked corn for the most part, and a steam flake rolled corn is a much better product for the animals.
Exposes it to the conditions in the rumen. We all know, at least most of us in the cattle business understand that the cows have 4 stomachs in the rumen, and you've got the microbial assisted digestion. And when you have something shaped like this versus this, and you've got the exposed, what do you say, 15% more starch exposure, and then you expose that to the microbes and make sure you know the microbes are little creatures living in the rumen. There are some videos you can see that it's pretty interesting to look at them digesting stuff. And if you've never seen that, I'd recommend maybe sometime we'll do one of those. But you can see, the difference between the non and then the flaked corn. And then what were you saying that the efficiency gains were as far as from not just exposing the starch, but as far as the digestibility and the increased feed efficiency you get?
It's about 30%.
About a 30% increase in feed efficiency. So you can see why steam flaking is such an important process, and it's worth having a machine like this to be able to do that. When you feed that many head, and you can increase feed efficiency by 30%, that's substantial. So that is the steam flaking process, and it's something that is not well known as far as how the process works, why you do it, and unless you're exposed to it, and because you live it every day, and with you guys, with your business, you live it, and so it's our opportunity to kind of bring it to everybody else. So I appreciate that.